Yo, what's going on guys? It's Jonathan and welcome back to another video. In this video, we're actually going to be taking a look at the Galaxy Note 5. I've been super excited to get my hands on this device and I can't wait to give you guys my full review and my coverage of the Galaxy Note 5. But first, let's start with the unboxing and my first impressions or a quick mini review. So the Note 5 is available on all 4 major US carriers and pricing will vary depending on what carrier you're with. Now inside the box, you're going to find the Note 5 sitting right there on top. You can see I opted to get the white pearl edition, and this is also the 32GB configuration. It's also available in 64 gigs if you need that extra storage. Now underneath the phone, you're going to find a SIM card as well as your welcome packet, and this is basically an overview of the Note 5. You have some Asurion information, and then finally you have your terms and conditions, return policy, and limited warranty, and of course that will be by the carrier of which you got your phone. Now normally Samsung doesn't include SIM card ejection tools, but they've actually included one with the Note 5, and it's taped to the tray that is right above the accessories that come with the phone. So it's really cool that they've actually included this with the Note 5. Now if we take out that tray and then set it to the side, it's going to expose the accessories that come with the Note 5, and we'll start with the headphones here. As you can see, they do come in a little plastic carrying case, giving it a little bit more of a premium look. Although from what I understand, not all the carriers offer the headphone case that you see here. Most of them are including headphones, just not the case. So the headphones that come with the Note 5 are pretty much Samsung's answer to the Apple EarPods, and honestly I think they're a little bit more comfortable than the Apple EarPods. Instead of being hard plastic all the way around, they feature a rubber earbud, giving it a better fit. It also has inline controls so you can answer phone calls and change the volume, also activate your voice assistant, and the buttons are very clicky. And the cable itself is flat, giving it a tangle-free design. Now it does come with some replacement earbuds in case the first ones don't fit or get ruined. Next up, you're going to find your micro USB to standard USB charging and syncing cable, and then you're going to find your adaptive fast charger, and this is going to charge your phone from 0 to 100% in roughly about an hour. Last but not least, you're going to find some replacement S Pen tips as well as the tool required to change those tips. A quick tour around the device showcases the power button on the right hand side. On the left hand side, you're going to find your volume up and down buttons, which are still done in that metallic design, and then on the top you're going to find a microphone as well as some antenna lines and then your SIM card slot. Unfortunately, there's no IR blaster found on the Note 5, and that seemed to have pissed a lot of people off. Now on the bottom of the phone, you're going to find your 3.5mm headphone jack, your micro USB port, a speaker grill, another microphone, and then your S Pen. The S Pen has actually been redesigned and sits flush all the way around the bottom of the Note 5. You just press on it a little bit and it's spring loaded, and just enough will come out for you to be able to pull it out. The back of the Note 5 houses the 16 megapixel camera, pretty much the same one as the S6. It features optical image stabilization, the ability to capture 4K video, and then of course you have your heart rate monitor and LED flash. On the front, you're going to find your dedicated sensors as well as your LED notification light, your front facing camera which has an aperture of f1.9 and it's a wide angle 5 megapixel camera. On the bottom, you're going to find your physical home button, your background app switcher button, as well as your back button. And the home button doubles as a fingerprint sensor. Pretty much since the release of the Note 5, everybody says that it's a blown up version of the S6, and I have to agree with them. But honestly, if you take a look at the sides and of course straight on from the front, it's really not that much bigger than the Galaxy S6 given the size of the display that the Note 5 packs. If you remove the skin from the S6 that I have here, it's actually slightly thinner than the Note 5. But one thing I haven't heard people mention is the fact that I felt the Note 5 home button is a little bit more flush with the front of the phone versus the S6. It's also slightly angled, and it just makes it better overall experience when using the fingerprint sensor. The Note 5 is also made of more glass, not just because it's bigger, duh, but also because it features rounded edges on the back side similar to the Galaxy S6 Edge or the Edge Plus on the front side. The reason why they did this is to make it a little bit more ergonomical. It sits in the palm of your hand better, thus giving you a better one-handed experience, and also it reduces drops by making the phone a little bit more grippy. The Note 5's display is gorgeous and the best display I have ever used on any phone. It features a 5.7-inch Quad HD display with excellent viewing angles, a PPI of 518, everything is super sharp, color reproduction is amazing. As you can see here, just check out that grid and everything just pops out at you because it's a Super AMOLED panel. And you don't have to worry about outdoor visibility because this thing gets really bright, and thanks to its near bezel-less design, you're looking at a screen to body ratio of roughly about 76%. The Note 5 packs the same processor and GPU as the S6, which is the octa-core Exynos 7420 chipset, 4GB of RAM, 32 or 64GB of storage, storage, it features quick charge and quick wireless charging. I need to test out the wireless charging before I give any comments, but as you can see by the Geekbench scores, the processor is not disappointing at all. The 4GB of RAM on the Note 5 actually improved the TouchWiz experience, and it almost fixes the memory leak issue that plagued the Galaxy S6 and the S6 Edge. But TouchWiz is still TouchWiz. It features briefing on the far left, and really nothing has changed. When I first got my Note 5, it was actually very laggy, and I didn't understand why. I restored it and I experienced the same lag, and then I had to restore it using Odin, and then that seemed to have fixed the problem. As you can see here, it's very snappy and very responsive. So TouchWiz is running on top of Android Lollipop 5.1.1, which is really awesome that you're getting 5.1.1 out of the box, but we'll have to see how long it's going to take the carriers to push the update for Android Marshmallow. When it comes to the changes made on the Note 5 versus the Note 4 and the S6, most of them are going to be found in the S Pen settings, and you can see you have quite a bit of settings. Most of them are generic, but feel free to pause and take a look for yourself. Of course, the Note lineup wouldn't be the Note lineup without the multi-window feature, and I'm happy to say that it's still there and it runs buttery smooth, and I actually think they've improved it a little bit even from the S6, and it just runs great. And the same thing can be said about the feature that allows you to shrink an app into a small window, or you can do multiple apps and then drag them along the screen. Again, I think they've improved this even from the S6, and it just works excellent. Now, the S Pen has been redesigned, as I said, and it feels more or resembles more of a ballpoint pen experience, and you also have the ability to simply eject the S Pen and then start writing right on the screen even with it turned off. So you can see you can type a little message here and then go ahead and click save, and it will save it into your action memos. So if you open up the phone and then go over to the Note widget or the Note app, you will find that action memo right there. And of course, from there you can do all the actions that we've grown to love from the previous Note models. Now, what's really awesome about the feature to just eject a pen and start writing on the screen is that it conserves battery a lot, especially when it's an AMOLED panel and you're writing on a black screen. If you exit out of action memo, it leaves a little widget floating at the top of your screen. If you click on it, it will take you back to that note. Air Command has also been redesigned and refined, and it looks gorgeous, and I just really love what they've done here. Everything is very simplistic, and you can also add different shortcuts. So as you can see here, we have a shortcut for S Note. We'll go ahead and add one for Fandango and Google Keep. Now, if we exit it out and go back to the home screen, we'll launch Air Command, and then boom, there's your shortcuts that you can get to anytime you have the S Pen ejected. If we launch the settings located in Air Command, you can see you have a few different options, and this includes the ability to take away and add shortcuts just like I just showed you, and then you also have the ability of floating icons and S Pen detection. So some of the other differences that I've noticed within TouchWiz versus the S6 are located in the camera app. If we launch it with a simple double press of the home button, just like the S6, and then go into modes, you can find live broadcast. Now, I really like the idea of live broadcast. What it does is it allows you to do a live stream straight to YouTube from your mobile device, similar to what Periscope has to offer. Now, once you launch it, it's going to prompt you to enter your Google account information so that way you can log in, and then after that, you have to decide what channel that you want to live stream to, and then you have to accept the terms and conditions. I haven't used this feature yet, but I plan on using it quite a bit and then including it in my full review, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And of course, here is that agreement that I said that you need to accept. Just scroll down and click I agree. Now, from what I hear from other people, there are a lot of bugs, and I experienced at least one of them. But before I get to that, we'll go ahead and go into the settings, and you can see that you can only stream in 1080p. So if you wanted to stream in 4K, you cannot really do that from your mobile device, but most people are watching in 1080p on their phones anyway, so it's not really that big of a deal. And you can also select privacy settings for private only or public. And this is that bug that I kept telling you about. Every 5 seconds, it kept telling me to log back in. I have no idea what was going on with it. Another added mode is the video collage feature, so you can make a 4-grid square with 4 videos at 6 seconds each, which is pretty cool. One of my favorite features is actually located in the gallery. So to select a picture, click edit and then click animate, and then select multiple images, and you can actually do stop motion from here. So we'll go ahead and select our images, click done, then click done one more time, and then boom, you're looking at stop motion. Now from this screen here, you can actually adjust the speed from 1 times to 2 times to 3 times, giving it more of a stop motion feel to it, 3 times being the best I've found, and it just looks awesome. A feature that I really wish was on the Galaxy S6. Once you have everything set up to your liking, just tap save and it will save that beautiful animation that you just created. Now I can't lie, when Samsung announced the Note 5 and said no removable back and we're gonna give you a smaller battery than the Note 4, I was pissed. But honestly, after my first full day of using this thing with LTE only and Bluetooth and NFC enabled all day long, this is my screen on time, and that's perfectly acceptable given the resolution of the display, the size of the display, and the chipset inside, plus the actual battery size. I think it performs great, but you still have that damn cell standby bug, so further testing is required. Now I did leave some things out of this video, and that's because it's already over 10 minutes long and I didn't want to waste half of your life watching one video. So make sure you stay tuned for my full review, plus I will be releasing a top 6 favorite features video of the Note 5. So if you guys enjoyed this video, give me a whoop whoop and make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Follow me on all my social media connections, so if you have any questions you can get at me live and direct, and of course I will talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.